Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I know it's December 7th right here. And we got you guys a brand new interview right here with your boy right here. Just waiting on my special guest to come on here and we'll get things started. I know I'm just waiting for all of you guys to come on, then we'll get it all started. Hey, how are you? Let's get certain people to come on. Hey, Langston, how are you? Send me the friend request, Langston, so we can get you on here, man. Please. I'm doing very well. Okay, here we go. Guys. Hey, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Great.
All right.
So my camera's.
No, same way. Don't feel bad. It's just all right, everybody. My special guest here on the KTookes spot, at the bottom right here. His name is Langston John Blaze. So say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody who may not even know who you are, and you could let them know who you are, and maybe they'll want to be fans and more and get to know you more.
Well, I'm Langston John Blaze. I'm an artist here in Atlanta. I've been an independent artist pretty much since the beginning of my career. Started off in a lot of web series, and just now I'm trying to just branch my way into music, which has always been the end game, which was honestly what I wanted to start with, and ironically ends up being the sort of last piece of the puzzle. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Is just putting together music, and now I'm pretty much doing everything in a very simultaneous sort of fashion of just putting it all together, you know, acting and music and all things entertainment, really. So that's pretty much who I am.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I like he said he did web series. Let him know the web series. You know you need a name drop because you know you deserve a name.
The first one that I did was a pretty popular one by the name of Free Fall, with Lamont Pierre as our director. And that was pretty much the beginning of my career. And then I started with Tyson Anthony, who was popular for About Him. And he had his own series called Farm. And I was a very like punk rock drug dealer character on that show. And gosh, I've done, you know, it's so crazy. I was thinking about it the other day. I've done so much now that sometimes when I used to watch interviews with other people that I was fascinated with, and like, how do you not remember all these things? Now that it's on me, it's like, gosh, like I've really done a lot of work.
You have
Yeah.
I'm it up. And this is for the record, you guys. This is no sugarcoating. This is for Langston to know. Langston, now we you know he's known about me for a bit. I've known about him for a while. So this is like the first time that, and really people don't know, this is the first time we've actually had a real conversation with each other.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the stuff you've been on, I'm a fan.
Thank you.
I think in my head that you know who I am.
Wow.
So it's the funny thing, like how you knew who I am, I know who you are, and you know who I am. So it was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like a full circle type thing.
It is. It's very full circle. So it's just like, so that way everybody would know that we're being for real. This is no fakeness. We're being like really, really, we were, how can I say it? We're fans of each other, but like, you know, we were just like, oh, you're a fan of mine, I'm a fan of yours. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
But now since we know what you're doing, but now I know you hear all these questions all the time, but I know when the pandemic first started last year,
Right.
how were you doing at that time? Or how are you doing currently? You know, from then until up to now, right now.
It's been quite the roller coaster ride. I'll be honest and say, it's had a lot of ups and downs. And ironically enough, last year was probably one of the best years of my life in a very strange way. I did get sick at one point, and my father took care of me. Um,
Okay.
and I stayed isolated and made sure that, you know, I was, you know, just back to health. But I got so much work done. I got so much work done. It was amazing. Last year was the deluxe edition of my first EP, which is called Blonde Winter. And I added on a few more songs and did some remixes on that particular project. And I just really took advantage of the moment, and I did about maybe 2 music videos, and just was really working. And up until a few months ago, my father actually suddenly passed away,
Sorry to hear that.
and it's just thank you, and it's just so ironic that I would spend so much of last year with my family, and just being around them, and just embracing them in such a way that I didn't even understand how much then it would matter to me now, you know? So it's just been a roller coaster ride, especially professionally and personally. So I've been through a lot, but I have a very strong family. I always call us a comedy. Like if we were a genre, it would be like a comedy, because we definitely just have that sort of that beat that just kind of lets you escape the realities of things that are not always the most comfortable to deal with. But we're maintaining the best way that we know how. It's just you know, there's tough times, and then there's always a silver lining. So right now I'm just allowing music and allowing my professional aspirations to really just kind of shine forward, and then really just continue to inspire me to keep going.
I'm glad to hear that, and I really didn't know all that.
Yeah.
But it's just good that because I know we ain't because I know when we were fans of each other, we comment on each other's stuff, and I'd be like, wow, I would have never. You know how you never know nobody's story until you never really know nobody's story unless
Absolutely.
you've been in it. But
Or- Yeah, and I'm a super private person too. So like I'm not really like a much of an oversharer. That's not really my thing,
hmm
which is very, very difficult, because we're in the very much so the day and age of oversharing.
sharing,
And
yes.
sometimes that can be very difficult when that's not really who you are. And I've tried to, in some sense, sort of build my brand on a little bit of that, while still sometimes being relatable. And I found that I get most of my relatability out of just entertaining people,
hmm
and being funny, and using different platforms for different reasons.
hmm
Um, and every platform is like a different type of relationship, you know. So one I have with Instagram is very much so an aesthetic of modeling and my music, and
hmm
TikTok super comedic. It's like that's all I do on TikTok is comedy, and people probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even really realize that once it's almost like 2 different people. And you know, Facebook, I think well roundedly now has become a platform that people just use for their family, you know, and stay in contact with close friends. So and Twitter is where I go to run my mouth. So every
Oh, I didn't know that.
for a different reason, and I love each and every one in a different way. So
Now, question: when you talk about music, when did you first get into music? Like, what made you like? How old were you when you first had the love for music?
oh, it's music has literally always been in the cards. Like I basically had a map for myself, and it started when I was about 10 or 11, maybe somewhere around there, where I knew that I was meant to be an entertainer. I always knew that I was going to be an entertainer. The only thing that I didn't end up doing as a kid that I said I was going to do as an adult is art. But that's pretty much where it started for me, was art. And Michael Jackson was a huge inspiration for me as a dancer, and I'd always been someone who really, really enjoyed dance. And as far as more music goes, of my generation, Aaliyah was more the sort of backbone of my inspiration, as far as when I wanted to start writing and when I wanted to start creating lyrical content on all those sorts of things. And come to find out, her writer, which was a guy by the name of Static Major, he's a family friend of ours, and I had no idea. And I found that out after she passed away, and that just inspired me more to really want to push my pen and start writing. And so music had always pretty much come first. It's just that the acting thing kind of hit first. So once that hit first, that was what people really ended up kind of pretty much knowing me for. And then from there, I allowed music and writing to really kind of take a course of its own. So for like, you know, 3 years pass, and then 4 years pass, and then 6 and 7, and before you know it, I'm sitting there like, when am I gonna start this music? Like, when is it gonna become the thing that I treat more of a priority? And that's been for like the last 5 years, and that actually kind of blows my mind, because it really feels like I just started about like 3 years ago, but it's been 5 years since my first single dropped in 2018. And I allowed that single to sort of run its course for about a year. It was called Blonde Summer. It was the first single off of Blonde Winter, which was the EP.
Okay.
And since then, I've been completely even more consistent with music than what I intended. It's just right now it's kind of taking a mind of its own, and I'm just allowing it to sort of do that.
Mhm.
And but now I'm allowing myself to sort of even entertain the idea of acting and screenplay writing again. So that's kind of we're in that full circle moment where I'm trying to juggle everything.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
interesting. Now, like you said, with the music and everything, it looked like you modeled too. So, have you done any modeling?
Um, I've only been using modeling as a way to get in with acting and music, honestly, and just to sort of build an aesthetic around that because I think that modeling, honestly, it just comes with the territory. Whether you're a model or not, people need to see visuals of you, and I think sometimes those visuals can really impact the ideas and
Hmm.
like just your whole sort of personality. So, you use all those things to sort of build an aesthetic for yourself. So it honestly just comes with the territory. I'm not really that passionate about modeling like I am
Hmm.
everything, but it's just visuals are, so intertwined with music. So you kind of have to have a little bit of both.
Interesting. Now, since we know you as Langston John Blaze,
Hmm.
sometimes I know you want to go by Blaze sometimes.
Hmm.
So, what if you can describe yourself like, maybe like, with everything that you do, like with the acting,
Right.
and you say you do the modeling, to get yourself into acting and everything. If you could describe yourself in 5 words, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Dark, mysterious, funny,
Mm-hmm.
uh, private, and intrigued. I find myself very interested in things, and I don't necessarily always have to share
Mm-hmm.
those with people. I find myself up late at night researching the weirdest. Like last night, I was researching different animals' life expectancy. Like I just find different things about just the world just interesting, and a lot of times it does have to do with the art that I'm creating, but sometimes it's really just about my genuine interest in things. So I would use those words to describe myself the most.
Okay, that's very nothing I expect right there. I'm just saying. But when with everything that you do, how do you keep yourself centered and focused when there's a lot going on? Because a lot of times when you do the music, the acting,
Hmm.
and just the modeling, sometimes everything wants to try and come between, intertwine as one sometimes or
Oh, absolutely.
busy back. How do you keep yourself centered and keep the balance to keep yourself sane?
It's like it's pretty much a juggling act. Because what happens is that they all can take up so much of your attention. So I've learned to really just look at things in quarters. So like the first part of the year, I may dedicate to a certain thing, and this in the next quarter, I may sort of intertwine that thing with the next thing, but sort of let that thing be the next sort of
Mm-hmm.
like main thing that I'm focused on. Honestly, though, for the past 3 years, I've allowed music to just really take on a course of its own. Like there really hasn't been a balance. It's just been music, and that's not to say that that's going to always be the way that it is. It's just that I gave so much of myself to acting, into screenplay writing, into novel writing. Like I've really been in that, and not really just been one of those people that just talks about it. Like I've really been doing it. So I gave so much of myself to acting and writing in both of those forms that it was honestly just time for music to just have its moment. And now I'm in that sort of greedy moment, kind of like where I want to literally do it all. Like I don't want to just do one thing. I want to be able to be multifaceted and just actually learn now what that balance is going to take because I really haven't had to juggle them. Writing books and writing screenplays, they kind of go hand in hand. So I really just kind of had to balance when I was going to write, for myself with the books, and then like when I was going to be writing for production companies, when I was writing for HD Productions and other
Mm-hmm.
who have asked me to do different assignments with their companies. So that was pretty much my juggling act. But at the same time, I could be able to do those things in separate times. So when I was writing for one company, it wasn't intertwining with me writing my literature. But now it's just like I'm trying to find what that method's going to be, because now, especially as we're coming into this new year, I already have plans for, you know, releasing more music, but I do really want to take more acting opportunities now, because there's been so many in the past couple of years that have passed me by, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have had the opportunity to even audition for those parts. And now it's just like I have that acting bug again, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I really, really want to get back into.
Okay. So you say you getting that acting bug again. Is there anything currently out there right now that you would love to be on, or like that's out there right now?
You know what? To be honest, I've been so focused on Fangs, which is the name of the new EP, that I really haven't had the opportunity to even look at what's going on right now with, like, I didn't even know if people were still doing web series like that. I know a lot of reality shows are the big thing right now, like Chasing Atlanta, and I think Chasing has a couple of other spinoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I've been asked to do a couple of reality shows, which I'm kind of interested in, but at the same time, it's like I know that takes a lot, and that's not really me, and I'm not really sure if I have the personality that they
Mm-hmm.
look for something like that. I will honestly be just using it to promote the music.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking for any opportunity that comes my way. I'm really looking to do a lot of horror. That's like my passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to do something geared toward that, or something more dramatic. So I would have loved to audition for Jesse Smollett's new project that's out right now. That sounded like something that,
Oh, you're talking about the B-Boy Blues, the movie they
yeah,
have.
absolutely, yeah. Like I love.
Something.
Oh,
What about like the like anything that's out right now, like the mainstream sitcoms?
oh, you mean? Oh, wow,
No,
man.
no, no. That was a good answer for the web series. But what about like the mainstream? Because you know you have different shows that are out there, like Queens that's out there. You know the one with Brandy Eve,
Yeah.
and then Nadine Velasquez. You know you have so many different shows. You don't really have to be like that type
Oh,
of.
okay, gotcha.
But what?
To be honest, right now, if I had to be on a TV show, it would probably be Power. I really love Power. Power.
The Book of Ghosts, or the one
Yeah.
with Kane.
Um, Probably the book, because I feel like I would fit that one more, like the whole college vibe, and
Uh-huh.
just that whole atmosphere. I just really like what they're building with those characters, and I love Mary J. Like I'm so like obsessed with her in that part, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she really is playing the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I love Courtney. Courtney is I forget her last name, but she's the writer, and I just love her writing style. I feel like it's fresh,
Yeah,
like it's authentic, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. So that would probably be the number one show. If she was doing another season, I would say Insecure too, because I
Oh,
really
about
like
East Ray, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Both of those are my two main favorite shows that I watch right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
something.
those are my two big.
Yeah, that's that's pretty badass of you to say that because
Yeah,
see you in those roles right there.
yeah, I love them. I just I love drama. So I feel like those two in particular, they mix a lot of different feelings, other than just, like, you know, Insecure is a comedy, but there's so much real life
Mm-hmm.
involved. It's not just about making you laugh. And with Power, it's not just the action. There's a lot of thrills. Like my heart's complete always like this, like 24/7. Those interrogations, and not you get attached to characters, and you know that they're bad, but you don't want them to get caught. It's crazy. Like it kind of plays with your own sort of ethics and morality at some kind of point. But it's such a roller coaster ride. Watching Power, and just seeing what Issa's gonna get herself into next. So I just love both genres so much.
Okay. Now, because I know you say you're a writer and everything.
Yeah.
Now, the stuff have you written? Have you thought about maybe one direct and maybe like starring in something that you have written that you know you have that we don't know about?
Well, most of the things that I'm involved in right now, there's one project that I've been working on for a few years now, and I'm just now sort of starting to sort of get some sort of like a summary and a synopsis of what it is that I'm trying to write, and then like I've already kind of written it out in script form now. And
Mm.
there's a guy who's doing really really well right now that I really want to pitch the idea of it to and see if we could possibly collaborate together. I don't want to give too much of that away,
Yeah.
but I'll definitely be something that I'm trying to get filmed in within the last 6 months, within the next months. But as far as anything that I've done so far, I wrote a self-help book on LGBT dating and relationships, and people have been asking me to create that into some sort of film or web series for a long time. And that was called The Underwear Store, and it
Okay.
was really my book on just different dating experiences that I had been through, and sort of basing that off of some sort of like I could see it as a show. I don't see me doing that anytime soon, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm more so right now kind of balancing the music and possibly getting this short film idea pitched and then out there, because I feel like it's simple enough to sort of get done, and at the same time I really feel like it could be effective. As I was telling you before, I love the horror genre, and I don't really see a lot of that with our people. And I
Mm-hmm.
like the idea that I've created has kind of opened the space for that, to sort of maybe be a part of that leading force, because I feel like what Jordan Peele has done with Get Out and his films has definitely kind of led the way for seeing more Black people in that particular genre of film, because you don't see it a lot, and it's almost become like a joke at this point to people. But I just feel like there are stories that we have that feel realistic to us that could put us in that genre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really want to kind of do something with that, and within the next 6 months for sure.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
since we got into all that right now, we're gonna get into the personal Langston.
Oh gosh.
Don't get into too
That,
much. Don't
that
worry. Don't worry.
all...
Please. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Look, I got my tea, so
Because you know you're gonna spill some tea. But
I don't
anyway,
know. I don't know. It depends on what you ask me.
so when Langston's not doing acting or like doing the music or
Right.
doing all of, what do you really like to do on your downtime?
Oh my gosh, like that's such a hard question for me, because like music right now has become such a marriage. In my downtime though, I like to watch a lot of TikTok videos. I wasn't a big fan of TikTok until last year. And
Mm-hmm.
really just if you've really had a really crappy day, I would just say go through your TikTok feeds, like, and just allow yourself to see what, like, even kids now, what they think and how they are, how smart like toddlers are now. Like, I'm not saying like the toddlers from past generations haven't been smart, but it's just like technology has created a completely different brain for these kids to think. And it's just like sometimes I've had those days like where it just feels like the world is kind of caving in on you, and I'll just chill and watch some TikTok videos, or maybe something goes viral and I'm curious as to what that was about, and really just kind of just allow myself to sort of not think about work for a minute and just relax and just laugh. Like, I really feel like laughter right now is a very strong medicine for me. It's been as cathartic as crying has been for me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They are one and the same. They both are you getting some sort of alleviation out, and I feel so cleansed when I cry, and I feel so cleansed when I laugh. So yeah, honestly, to be the most simplistic, TikTok has been like therapy, like almost for me in a way, because it doesn't require you to do much, and it's very easy to gain a following off of it too. I've noticed that just from doing all the silly videos that I've been doing in the last couple of weeks, just kind of really getting my feet wet. I really was just using it to sort of get my feet wet to see, did I still have it as far as the acting thing is concerned, because I haven't done it for so long, and improv has always been one of my strongest gifts. So I really was just using it as a way to see if I could really kind of get my feet wet with the acting. But other than just work though, it's just been such therapy, just watching people do silly goofy stuff without even trying, or no motive of, oh, let me do this to get likes, or it's just, just for the fun of it.
Now I'm gonna tell you straight up. When you said that, I was looking at what you put out,
Yeah.
the Waiting to Exhale skit.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, I was like, I had to laugh at it because you was really selling it on that one.
Thank you. You know what's so funny with that one is that I almost didn't put it out because I was so humiliated by I was so humiliated by just my silliness. And once I seen it, I was like, I gotta put it out. I don't care what it does. I gotta put it out.
You
And
really
if
good.
he laugh, then that's usually what that triggers me to release something. If I can make myself laugh through something that I've done that's silly, then I know other people are gonna find something in
Mhm.
it as well. So
Let
yeah,
me
it's
let
kind
you
of fun.
know the skit I'm talking about from Wayne Tech Sales when it was John leaves Bernadine.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm talking about. You guys want- It's on his Instagram when you guys watch it. When you watch it
Yeah.
right there, you're gonna love
I'm,
it. It's selling it.
I'm a
Langston
see
right there.
people see this laid back version of me and they don't know really ever what to expect. But when I get in those silly, playful moods, I'm another person. And that was one of those days like where I was just kind of like chilling in the house, and I was like, man, I'm not doing anything. My TikTok's been kind of slow. Like I need to sort of really kind of start picking up the momentum. Like I know I got projects coming out, and you really do have to create a personality for yourself on these different
Yeah.
social media channels. So well, actually, what's funny? It actually started with the Facola Girl skit,
Oh,
which
I didn't
right now
see that.
is going crazy viral on TikTok. I don't know why people like that video so much, but I did the bedroom scene with um, um, Janet Jackson and I forget the
Oh,
guy from Power.
Amari Hart.
Uh, yeah, Omari. I'm sorry. Yeah, Omari. And I took more. I thought it would be funny if he just took more responsibility for it. So I'm telling her this whole story of how it happened and how I got involved with these guys, and people just find it hilarious for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why, but I've looked at it a couple of times and I can see why people like it so much, but I just really, and it's so funny because like I literally record something like that. It'll take me less than an hour, edit it for about maybe 2 hours, and then I upload it, and people just get really attracted to it. So it's always hard to sort of like think of the next thing though. So I usually kind of like allow it to sort of marinate in people. Like, if I've done something and it's doing really well online, just let it have its moment. Like, don't keep trying to create something new. Like, just
Yeah.
let it have its moment, and then when the hits stop, then it's like, okay, maybe I can come up with something different. But yeah, I honestly like TikTok for me has become like improv heaven. Like I can create so many different ideas, and my whole thing, my niche now has been this whole using like a movie and then like using my comedy and reacting to it. So it's just been a lot of fun just being
You've been doing a great
completely
job.
crazy.
I think, yeah, you've done a great job because I've been seeing some of the stuff you done. I'm like, okay, I didn't see this side of him.
Yeah, see, and that's what that's for. So people can see those different dimensions of me. I think that for so long, I think people just in general see people one way depending on how they get them. You know what I mean? And it's like if you see someone working at a grocery store and they always look serious, and then like you get to see their social media presence, like, wow, this is not the same person that I see working
Exactly.
out shopping, and so it's a completely different vibe.
True.
Yeah.
Now, since we already talked about the music, let's go into the newest project, or the latest project, Fangs.
Hmm.
Let everybody know because people who may be watching, they be saying, "Oh, he does music. He has an EP out. It's EP
Yeah.
for
Right. It's an EP.
Fangs." Because
Yeah.
I listened to it a few days ago and I was really blown away.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Well, so this project I've been working on for like the past year and a half. I really started to sort of get music for it, I would say, the spring of last year.
Okay.
Because at that point I you sit with music for so long and it's new to the audience that hears it, but to the
Hmm.
person creating it, it feels like you're raising a whole toddler at this point. Like it doesn't feel as fresh anymore. So I really just wanted something new to create, and I started kind of like thinking about sounds and different energies that I was intrigued by, and vampires has always been a thing that interests me, and I was trying to figure out a way to use that with the project. And the reason I titled the project Fangs is because I really feel like I really want to sink my teeth into the industry, and I really wanted to use some sort of metaphor that stood for that, and really make my mark as an openly gay person, gay black man in this industry, because I feel like there's only so few of us that have really made it to the point where we really have made it. You know what I mean? I feel like now it's beautiful that we have, you know, Billy Porter and Lil Nas X and a lot of other people in the industry that are opening with their sexuality and doing incredible numbers, you know, with that. And getting great accolades and all that. So I just think that it's important to have that representation. And that was the reason why I titled the project Fangs, was because I really wanted to solidify myself as an artist and as an entertainer, because at the end of the day, being an entertainer is what I consider myself over everything. That really, really matters to me. Like, you don't really understand, like, how much someone's day you make up for them just be able to watch you sing or dance or watch a skit on social media or any of those things. So this particular project though has 5 songs, a lot of up-tempos, a lot of hip-hop influences. One song on the project is called I Could Have You If I Want To, and I had been looking for this sort of Middle Eastern sort of pop sound for years, and I had written this song oh my God, like 10 years ago. And it's so crazy because I have this book of songs, and sometimes I'm able to find production for it and then match it with the context of the melody that I've created. And it's insane how something from more recent till 5 years plus ago that you can mush together and make um, sound great. Yeah, so I'd had that song for so long, and I just ended up having to find production for it. The first single was called Out of This World, and I was really just looking for an up-tempo because people know me also, I think, for dance. And my last first single was a very up-tempo song, so I really wanted to do something again that was up-tempo and that I could do a really fun, creative video with. So I really have had a lot of fun just creating this project. In the middle of it, my father passed away, and I really didn't know if I was going to even have the energy to even think about finishing it. I really just took a couple of months off and delayed the project back a couple of months, and just took the time with my family to sort of like collect ourselves. But just through the strength of my dad, I just really think that I was able to really finish it. My dad was someone who he never didn't finish something. So I knew that it was going to be important for me to get this project done. And in another song that people are really buzzing about right now is one called Houdini. And I did that one
I
with
like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that one. And that one was just me wanting to be more um, uninhibited with my sexuality and just be more versatile and to sort of almost kind of have like a 90s aesthetic, because when I hear that song, when I first heard the beat, I was actually finishing writing Out of This World, and the beat came on just in rotation. I was like, whoa, what is this? Like this is different. This doesn't sound like anything that I've heard on the radio. And I knew it wasn't something that I could sing on though. So I was like, wow, like what am I gonna do on this? And I remember it's crazy because I had this song called Hot Boy Summer, and Hot Boy Summer was the first time that I ever rapped before. And I was writing like music to it though. I was singing on it, and I was like, this doesn't work for this beat. So I sat with it just like I did with this one. But with this one, it was different because when I first heard it, I knew it was going to be a rap song, but I just knew it was going to have some sort of a pop edge to it. So I really kind of sat with it, and then I was in Miami for my birthday, and I ran into a really good friend of mine who I was going to ask to be on the track. It was weird. It was so strange. It was like it was all meant to be. And his name is Bambiana, and he's a rapper out of Philly. Great rapper too. Has a very 90s Junior Mafia sort of style of rapping. And I said, this song needs something, and I think he's what I need on it. So you put both of our styles together, and it just made for just a very sex driven, just overly uninhibited song, just about sexual liberation and having fun and just using a metaphor towards it. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Shay. It was
No,
a lot of track. Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you straight up, is Out of This World the one that you have like the black leather with the spikes on the outfit?
No, no. Well, you're probably talking about the same thing. Out of This World is the one with the latex, the black latex
Yeah,
outfit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
spikes. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you straight up, I saw it. The first thing it made me think about, and it's funny you brought up his name. You brought up Michael Jackson's name
Hmm.
because it was giving me like the Scream feel, like when him and Janet
Yeah.
did Scream.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're oh my gosh. Like I've
It
watched
made,
that video 100 times. I can't even tell you countless times. I've actually even just in my own free time. Actually, over the pandemic, I was doing a lot of tributes to Michael and Janet, and I had learned the Scream routine years ago, though. But that routine is probably, as short as it is, probably one of the hardest routines I've ever learned. It's a lot of knee action. Like if you're
yeah,
not one who likes dancing with your with on your knees, or oh my god, it's just, and it's so crazy with that one. You don't feel it until like the next day.
mm-hmm.
Like so I remember getting out of bed and like, whoa, like my knees were killing me. But with the Out of This World video, I was in this black latex outfit that I had gotten specially made, and
Mm-hmm.
this guy, we had spent maybe about a month and a half creating it. He
Mm-hmm.
created the foundation first, and it wasn't fitted enough, and we both knew that. But he just wanted to make sure he had enough room to be able to fit me for it. So by the time he got it, I mean to a T, right? I really kind of had to practice dancing in it, and even still, when we were on set, I split it. I split it from my crotch, and I had to
Wow. Oh,
um
that.
I had to get my shirt. I had a shirt on under the bodysuit
Oh, okay, okay. I was about
and
to say,
use it to cover the crotch area because I had split it so much that I mean you literally would have seen everything just from me dancing in it so consistently because you know you're sweating. It's almost like when you wear what do you call it when you're sweating and you're like running, you want like a sweatsuit. So to get the sweat, it felt like a full body
mm-hmm.
of that. So by the time I took it off, I literally was stuck to it. It was that crazy, and we were very time sensitive. So I actually drove home in it. I drove home in the bike because I didn't have time to change. I didn't have time to change. Like, you know, like when you're really owning your own business, and I've just created my own LLC called Coach Summer Universe. And it's basically, you know, fun productions and all that sort of thing. But, you know, sometimes like if you book a studio, like, and you have 3 hours, in 3 hours, you have to be out of there. So I didn't
Wow.
have time to change. And I ended up driving home in these thick punk rock shoes that are about maybe 3 inches and that full bodysuit. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
like I didn't know that.
And it takes a guys. Yeah, I mean, it looks so much fun on camera. You see the
It
videos and
does.
you see, but it's a lot of work. That room actually had no air conditioning. I had a big fan in the room about this big, circulating, but even that wasn't enough. Like I had to take little breaks in between because I'm wearing a full bodysuit literally up to my neck.
Heck,
No,
yeah.
I mean, even my hands were covered. So
Oh,
I would have to take little breaks in between and just kind of like sit in front of the fan because it really wore me out. It really did. But it was so much fun just doing it though. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. Lots of work, guys. So if this is really what you're about.
and he gave me an exclusive on that, huh? You see nobody else
Oh,
got
I
that.
did. I don't think I told anybody that. Yeah. Yeah, that video was a lot of work for it just to be one scene. And that was actually my purpose with it, was that I love the fact that it was just one scene, but there's just so much going on in it that you don't even realize it that it's one scene. And I really wanted it to feel like those videos from like the 90s where you just get one particular shot and the person in it is doing so much that you're captivated the entire time. So that was kind of like my whole point with that. But we are doing an extended version, in February, and that's gonna be like, it's so weird that you mentioned Michael, because obviously he's my inspiration for everything. So I'm gonna do a long form version of Out of This World.
Okay.
It'll be about maybe 10 minutes long.
Okay, so you send that to me when you come out with that. Let me know what's up.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Of
Now,
course I know.
we're gonna get getting close to the end right here. So we're gonna do some closing stuff we're gonna say.
Okay.
I brought up everything right there, and I know you got some merch going on. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Yeah. So right now we're doing album merch. We're selling basically it's the album cover image of Fangs. And we're selling that on my website, which is basically my creative director website where I'm helping other independent artists basically start their career, whether it be from, acting, music, singing, dancing, all that sort of thing, and sort of helping to sort of build other independent artists up while I'm building myself up. So I'm selling the black sweater album cover and the hoodie in that for the album cover. So I'm really excited for you guys to not only just listen to the EP, but to get the merch and just to be at shows when I start doing that sort of thing, which I really want to get the ground running with that. That's my biggest goal for the next year is to get out there and perform. That's very, very important to me. And that's something I haven't really been able to do with any of the projects so far. I did perform for Pride a couple of years ago, and that felt so amazing. But I really want to get out there and be able to perform these songs. I did a virtual tour too last year. So I want to be able to do all those things again with this new project and the deluxe edition of things, which is coming out in February or March. One of those two. I'm gonna hold myself to that. It's gonna be definitely within the beginning of the spring. We're gonna do a deluxe edition to things.
Don't worry, don't worry. If you guys missing that, when he comes out with that stuff, trust me, I'll help him promote that.
I appreciate that. I really do.
So let everybody know where they can follow you at. Websites, social media, let them know. And here you go.
Okay. Well, guys, you can definitely get in contact with me through codesummeruniverse.com. Also here on Instagram, Langston John Blaze. And my Twitter, if you want to just chat with me, I'm very great at responding, is I am John Blaze. And yeah, those are basically the best platforms I would say. And just seeing what I'm doing. TikTok as well. I'm acting a fool on TikTok right now. And yeah, so just keep up with me. I'm not one of those funny people that doesn't respond or talk back to people that comment. So yeah, so just keep in touch with me through those. And I have so much that I'm looking forward to create within the new year with the special edition version to things and hopefully some more acting roles and yeah, just so many different projects that I really just kind of want to keep everybody abreast on and keep you guys tuning in, especially. So look forward to it. It's coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for the comments saying much success to us both.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, let me let you guys know, since Langston gave his stuff, let me give my stuff away. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KTookes85, which you guys see up here. And that's Twitter and Instagram. The K2 Spot, it does have a Twitter page at K2 Spot. And everything will be written down in the description box when you guys see this, because it's on Instagram, but you'll see it on YouTube where you get all the information. And I'm going to get Langston to DM me all his information so we can promote everything. It'll be in the description box. And you'll have every type of information you guys want to know, where to follow him at and everything. And just subscribe to the K2 Spot on YouTube. You just click on the name. The link is on my description box in my bio. That way you can subscribe, see some of the videos, because when it was the 2nd of this month, it was the 9-year anniversary, which he already knows about because we've talked about it already.
Of course.
So, this is just going to be a great way of starting 9 years. And when next year comes, December 2nd of 2022, it'll be 10 years.
Wow.
So,
that's amazing.
So, and really, a lot of people don't know we've came out around the same time with like just entertainment stuff. Like you made your debut. I made my debut December of 2012. You did yours what, like 2013?
Actually, the same year.
Yeah, probably the same year. Y'all like 2012, 2013, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy when I think about that. Even like it's like, how did all that time just fly like that?
I had to say the same thing to myself.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's flying. So like really right now, I'm taking advantage of every opportunity, you know. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really looking forward to people like yourself and others, and just getting out there and really showcasing what it is that I really want to do. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new year. We need a new
We
year.
want to thank you guys. Yeah, we got to thank you so much. Doing so much, and we went by this so quickly. I didn't think it was gonna go by that fast.
Oh, you know, it always happens like that. It's always like that.
I expect this. Anything else you want to say, Langston, before we close off?
No, I'm good, but thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for allowing me, Kenneth, to be on your platform. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. But we're gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna hit you up off camera because we gotta talk off camera. So
Bye.
once I get off, don't talk, but we'll see y'all later. And this will be on YouTube very shortly. So bye, y'all.